Good afternoon. Thank you for staying late, and also thank you for Hong Kong Academy of Engineering Science for having Invest Hong Kong to be one of the speakers to talk more about the innovation and technology sector, particularly focusing on the GBA areas. All right. So a little bit about Invest Hong Kong. So we are one of the government department. Our role is to promote and facilitate foreign direct investment into Hong Kong. Our headquarters is based in Hong Kong, and also we have about 33 offices all over the world. And then we help companies from the planning stage all the way to set up the business in Hong Kong. We divided into different industry sectors, and then I look after the innovation and technologies. Before we dive into the innovation and technology, I'll just give a few, paint the picture about the Greater Bay Area. I think most people will already have this kind of knowledge, but having 86 million population, 1.9 trillion of GDP, 11% of GDP overall for China, and this is the major economic driver or cluster that we have the great opportunity. I think to share our experience, I've been traveling for the last couple of weeks to overseas. When I mention about the GBA, they all already know about the GBA, and GBA is equal to opportunities. So there's a huge opportunity behind the Greater Bay Area. In terms of the GBA, in terms of the ranking, right? So 1.9 trillion, which is at the 8th or 9th places, right? So which is already a developed countries, right? If we imagine the growth rate for the GBA at 5%, 6%, and then we can easily to see that in the next couple of years, we can move up the ladder to be more in the forefront of the global economies for the GBA. So in terms of the demographics, right? So this chart to show different colors, right? So the blue is meaning the higher GDP per capita. So in the major central region of Guangdong, Dongguan, for example, is the higher GDP per capita. But we expand so that GBA offers us the opportunity to expand our surface for the manufacturing for the outer skirt of the overall GBA areas. So what is the other unique advantage of the GBA, right? I can summarize it into 5 pillars. One is about the well-educated workforce, right? So we are not talking about the normal workforce, but well-educated. That's why most of the high-end electronic components are manufactured in the GBA area. Supply chain for different kind of industry, enabling factor manufacturing, which is the massive, but as well as flexible manufacturing. For example, I talked to one of the medical device company, right? They need to apply for the FDA. But in order to get the FDA approved for the medical device, they need the production line for manufacturing the medical device to be approved as well. But that back and forth doing the prototypes, we need the manufacturer, which is very nearby to do the manufacturing according to what been required for the medical device, for example. So that flexible and in the long run, massive manufacturing is very important. The fourth one is about the container throughput in the GBA area. The last is the 1-hour living circle within the GBA area. So this is very important. We can do 5 meetings in a day within the GBA, but we can only do 1 meeting in some other place. So that kind of the flexibility, proximity, the connectivity around the GBA area is important to have a very efficient kind of a business scale in here. If we look at the manufacturing activity, what comes up to the 1.9 trillion, right? So starting with the number one is about the communication technologies, which we have the Huawei in Shenzhen, for example, and then next to the equipment and the automotive, and then followed by in terms of the city, will be Shenzhen, Guangzhou, and also Foshan, for example. And a little bit after the GBA as a snapshot, right? So we look at what will be our strategic role to play in the GBA area. I'm looking more from the innovation and technology perspective to look at it. What is our role for the GBA areas? So we can highlight into a couple of roles, right? What we stand out to have our edge competitive. One is about the infrastructure. Second is about the talent. The third is about the research facility. The fourth one is about the funding that we can easily access to from Hong Kong. The fifth one is about the comprehensive ecosystem that we have in Hong Kong, the professional service we are available in Hong Kong. And the last is about we use all those factors to become a springboard for growth in the GBA area. Let's start with the infrastructure support. So Hong Kong is located at the heart of Asia. So a couple of hours flight, you can cover half of the population in globally, right? So that's why there's many international headquarters, regional headquarters set up in Hong Kong. In order to do that, we have the leading kind of airport and also the airport facility available, the well-structured kind of infrastructure, including the container port, the connectivity between Hong Kong and Shenzhen, and also we have the fastest 5G network full coverage in Hong Kong, for example, and the cheapest and the most efficient in Hong Kong. So that is about the hardware side. And then the software side about the infrastructure, we are talking about to do the business in Hong Kong, which is the accessibility, the simple and low tax rate in Hong Kong, and the professional service we have in Hong Kong. All those audit firm, accounting firm is all available in Hong Kong, strong IP support, and also we have a vibrant startup ecosystem. For Invest Hong Kong, we do have the Start Me Up Festival as an annual event that we are going to bring all those startup and also investors together to mingle together and then to see the opportunity in Hong Kong, driving from a private sector. And also we talk about the reset, for example. So that's the market development opportunity in Hong Kong. That is the soft side of the infrastructure. And then talk about the talent. I think we have been mentioned many times, which is the top university available in Hong Kong. And then looking at the university, right? So I think one important is the translational research, right? From the strong basic research to more commercialization. So there are two routes to do in Hong Kong. One is about the technology transfer, which is changing either spin off the company or working together with other company. Or the second one is the industry collaboration route, which is doing the consulting project in the university for the industry. So there's two different routes of doing it. Although, as been mentioned, that we may need to optimize the kind of model. For example, by raising the percentage of revenue share with the inventor, or more time dedicated to the professional academic people to engage in the commercialization research. So there's some sort of a fine-tuning in order to make the research to commercialization to be more effective in a long-run basis. And then government did offer different type of funding to support the research project. I think we mentioned a couple of projects available from the government side, which have different kind of IP ownership, which is very important. And also who is going to available to apply for those funding to conduct the research project. Government is already providing all the support in this commercialization aspect. Again, the research, we cannot do it by itself, right? So we have the global collaboration, which is, we have already heard about the Inno Hong Kong, which is $10 million of investment by the government, which is setting up the two cluster. One is the healthcare sector, the other is AI robotic cluster. 28 Center, which is a collaboration with the university in Hong Kong or research organization in Hong Kong with global organization as well. So then two science park and also Cyberport plus Hong Kong Productivity Council and 5 research centers to support different types of technology domain as well. So science park right now 2022, which right now have more than 110 tech company and 18,000 working population. I think a high number of population there is engaging in the R&D right now in Science Park. In addition to that, they also offer the new industrial park, which is in the Zhongguanou, Yunnan, for example, and building the more advanced manufacturing center and also upcoming microelectronic center to be launched in Yunnan as well. And then about the funding side, right? So Hong Kong do offer a lot of funding opportunity, which including the family office, venture capitalists, investor network, corporate venture fund by the Science Park and also Cyberport, and also government venture fund as well, and also university-driven kind of funding support to drive the whole ecosystem. This one is about the funding scheme. I think I just summarized all those funding. Not exclusive, to be honest, but majority of funding available in Hong Kong into 3 different buckets, right? One is about the technology startup to apply for those funding, and then this mainly for the venture fund available. And then the second one is about doing the research and development, which is more like a matching fund. But in addition to funding available, the government also offer cash R&D cash rebate or tax deduction, and also two-tier tax, for example. So there's something to do with matching fund and also something to do with R&D cash rebate and the tax deduction as well. And then later on to the technology adoption, there will be other vouchers available to drive the adoption of technology, either in private or in public sector. When the company grow up, then Hong Kong Stock Exchange definitely will be is well known. It's been #1 for the last 7 years. Seven years went #1 in the last 13 years, and then most of the IPO funding, the new funding, as George Howard mentioned about this morning, a lot of new funding injected into Hong Kong, which is more than the combined new funding available in the US. So there's a lot of IPO funding in the new economy in Hong Kong available. So what is the springboard for growth for Hong Kong? I think Hong Kong, first of all, Northern Metropolis will be the second engine for Hong Kong. We have the first engine financial center in the Hong Kong Island, but the second economic growth based on innovation will be in the Northern Metropolis, which is 1/3 of our landmass in Hong Kong, and is easier integrated with the Shenzhen. So for the innovation part, all right, so we look at the different terms, right? So we have a Hong Kong Science Park, and then we have another Hong Kong Shenzhen Innovation and Technology Park, which is in the green color of this map. So combining the Lok Ma Chau, Shantin, we then form a place called Shantin Technopole. And then the Shantin Technopole will combine together with the other part across the river in the Shenzhen, which is called Shenzhen INT Zone. Combine them together to form the Shenzhen Hong Kong Innovation and Technology Cooperation Zone, which is short form is Cooperation Zone. Right? This zone will be focused on innovation and technologies. For the Hong Kong part, which is the Hong Kong Shenzhen Innovation and Technology Park, which will be phase 1, will have the building available by the end of 2024. And then within the Hong Kong Shenzhen Innovation and Technology Park, there will be Life Health Tech Hub available to be focusing on the innovation around the life and health science technologies. So this is maybe more on a discussion phase, right? So you see the Lok Ma Chau Loop, which is the Shantin, which is about 150 hectares, and then plus the Hong Kong Shenzhen Innovation and Technology Park, which is 87 hectares. 87 hectares, which is about 3 or 4 times larger than the current Hong Kong Science and Technology Park. So you can see the scale of the land mass available, and then cross the border, we have the Shenzhen Innovation and Technology Zone. And then we will put a different R&D surface into this one park, one zone, 2 park concept, right? One zone, but have 2 parks, 1 park in Hong Kong, 1 park in Shenzhen. And then we have the different R&D facility will be put in there, including medical service industry, scientific research. And then we have also put the talent so that we will have different visa application, allow people to go in and go out more easily, more efficient into this particular zone to drive the innovation happening. So to sum up, I think Hong Kong has a 3 strategic role to play in the Greater Bay Area. 1, to make Hong Kong become an innovation and technology hub in the Asia Greater Bay Area. The second is helping mainland company to go overseas. Third one is acting a gateway for company go through Hong Kong to the GBA. So we can see the different direction in this case. So the first one, I think driving Hong Kong Innovation and Technology Hub, to summarize, we have the government incentive and the policy support, academic research, and also R&D facility. We have vibrant about startup community in Hong Kong, and access to funding and capital. And then the last one is the GBA opportunity. So make Hong Kong to become an innovation and technology hub. Second one, to make Hong Kong, to strengthen the the strength of the GBA. So in the Greater Bay Area, we have different clusters available in the Greater Bay Area. No matter money, capital, workforce, all goes into the GBA area. And then plus the Hong Kong with the good doing the business with the academic excellence and also the easy to do business in Hong Kong. So the connectivity infrastructure is already there. The facilitation measure, which is from the regulatory perspective, for example, we heard about the Medical Connect, for example, which is the commonly used drugs or commonly used medical device available in Hong Kong can be used in the Greater Bay Area, and also some other visa application. So that kind of facilitation measures together with technology, which is AI, 5G available, so that we can combine all those two places together in China for China. And then the third one is about the gateway for Hong Kong to the GBA, which is again using Hong Kong as a super connector to connect global to the Greater Bay Area, leveraging the government policy, also the talent facility, our access, easy access to capital mentioned earlier, and also easy to do business in Hong Kong. Last, I just mentioned about the blueprint that we have recently developed. So leveraging the 4 key areas. One is the high international city in Hong Kong, the robust capability, particularly in basic research, the very well-renowned kind of free economy in Hong Kong, and then we are sitting in the center of the GBA area, which makes us as a our strength and opportunity for Hong Kong. The 4 direction and 8 strategy, right? The 4 direction including the new industry, the I&T talent pool, the digital economy and smart city. The 4th one is about bridging the mainland and the world. So I think it's very clear from the innovation and technology blueprint that the 4th one, bringing the mainland and also the world using Hong Kong, develop Hong Kong and collaborate with the mainland company, and also foster global I&T collaboration, which is already under in the I&T blueprint. So this will make Hong Kong to be a super gateway, a springboard for the development in the Greater Bay Area. Hong Kong is already open, so if you have your friends, so ask them to come to Hong Kong. We have no more vaccination, no more quarantine is required. Thank you.